Hey, good morning.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to meet you. Huh?
Okay, glad to meet you. I
I've
first,
seen you many times in the YouTube flip screen.
okay.
Huh? Glad
All
to
right.
meet.
Well, first of all these are recorded. Okay. Because these are basically free sessions that we give to our members. So we don't charge anything for them
Okay.
unless you close something. If we have a session where we're directing you on how to find the property, contact the property, we're walking you through the whole deal,
Okay.
then we collect 10% when you close and
Okay.
you get your closing settlement fees. Other
Okay.
than other than that, there are no fees
Yeah,
for
I'm
consultations. So we record them, we use them as marketing. So I just have to let you know that because
okay.
that's part of the terms of use. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. I'm
All right, great.
excited to start this journey.
Okay. So are you where you located at?
I am in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. So you want to kind of look at the Ohio area, or do you want to just look for the whole country?
Just to start with Ohio area,
Okay.
but once I have understood the process, of course, I can do countrywide
Okay.
wherever possible.
Yeah, because this platform,
Hmm.
what we do in real estate day trading, it can be done all over the United States.
Okay, yeah, got
Okay.
it.
And you can do it from anywhere. That's one of the great things about it. You don't have to be hands-on in a place where the property
Okay,
is, because
okay,
we're not really purchasing properties and flipping them out. We're
hmm.
basically contracting.
Contract,
And
selling the contract.
then we're selling the contract to
Okay,
actual wholesale.
okay,
So that's why it's called real estate day trading.
okay,
Because it's done much in a fashion as day trading is done.
okay,
With day trading, they don't actually touch the commodity.
okay,
They basically trade the shares and stocks off of the commodity.
okay,
And it's the same thing here. We don't touch the actual house. We're
okay.
basically finding
Hmm.
properties. We're finding the motivated sellers. We're structuring the deal. And then once we get it structured and get it under contract, then we flip it out to an end buyer. All right.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start sharing my screen.
okay.
All right. So all right. So you're familiar with Flipstream.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I know you've been on here several times. I see you when
Hmm.
you pop up on my app and everything. And so let's go ahead and go to the business lounge,
Hmm.
the business lounge area. And have you already set up your account with PropWire, your free account?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay. All right. So when you come here, now you know how to use the Rolodex, right? You come
Okay,
to the Rolodex, you click on the one to the
okay,
left, it rolls right. Click on the one to the right, it rolls left.
okay,
Then you find the one you want,
okay.
place it in the middle, then you
Hmm.
click, go to the link.
Okay,
All right. So we're gonna be dealing with PropWire, which is our
okay,
partnership that we locate the properties through. And PropWire allows you to move this down here. PropWire, allows you to set up a free account
hmm.
and it's completely free to search for properties. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, when you first come in, you got to set up your account. There's no credit card required, nothing. Okay,
yeah,
you set
okay,
up your account. Once you have your account set up, then you can just click on login. It should take you right to your account.
okay, yeah,
Okay,
got it.
should take you right to your account area. All right, now, as I mentioned this, to everybody. This is the most important part of this whole process, really. I'm going to be honest with you. This right here in finding the deals and picking out and choosing your right categories
Hmm.
to give you access to the right types of properties.
Okay,
There is nothing more important than this step right here.
okay,
Okay. So we're going to check out Ohio.
okay. Mm, I think Ohio State, or you can put Cincinnati, Ohio, just to narrow it
You're,
down.
you're looking for the whole state of
Okay,
Ohio. I'll put up. Well, hold on. Let's look for not Ohio. All right, I can look. We can look at just the city, or we can look in Illinois. So Ohio is just
Is
basically a
is-
city.
No. See, Ohio is. Can you put Cincinnati? Is it possible to search in Cincinnati?
Yeah. I know Ohio is a state, but why is it not popping up?
Sure.
It should pop up.
Yes, correct.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, let's try this. Let's go up and look for it and click on it.
Right there. Yeah.
Ohio. Let's try that. Let's just click on it. It's not. It doesn't want to give me Ohio for some reason as a state. Let me try and hit the cat. OHI. Oh, it gives me the county. It gives me everything except for the state of Ohio. I don't know what that is. It gives me the county, but it won't give me Ohio. That's weird. Okay, let me figure this. Just give me a second, because I am going to it should give me the entire.
Can you put FL and see if it brings up Florida as a state?
Well, yeah, it does Florida,
It does Florida. Okay.
or at least it was.
No, see, it wants probably it works on city only, city level.
They probably have redone it.
Oh yeah,
But,
it's there. Florida, USA state.
yeah, Florida, USA state. So it does it. Let me try this. Ohio.
Yeah.
There we go. Now when I put in the comma, it then pops up Ohio, USA. Okay. I knew it. I knew it was supposed to pull up the whole state, but I guess you have to put in the comma for it to pull up Ohio, the entire state of Ohio. All right. So we got Ohio in. We got over 5 million properties, off-market properties that are available for research in Ohio. Now we're going to go to lead types, and what you want to do is you really want to click foreclosure, pre-foreclosures, and high equity. Let's just go with those for right now.
Okay.
Pre-foreclosure and high equity. And that's going to cut it down to 8,198. Now we're going to go to property types. Okay, so we're back up with 3,500,000. So we're going to go to property type and go to single family. Now we want to stick with single families for right now. You don't want to do mobile homes. You don't really want to jump into multifamily just yet, or land or commercial. Now, once you get more experience and you have some actual money in the bank, and you got your own capital, then you can start looking at commercial and multifamily. Because a lot of those people that own the commercial properties and the multifamily units, they're real estate investors. Okay, they're landlords. And a lot of times they're going to ask for a sizable deposit. Okay, when you're dealing with a single family, people who are facing foreclosure and they're just a single family, they just own a home, 99% of the time, they're not going to ask for a deposit. Okay. But, when you're dealing with the multifamily and the commercial, you're dealing with real estate investors, and those people are going to want to see deposits. So once you have some funds in your own.
I have a question here.
Sure.
When you choose multiple options, in this case, high equity and pre-foreclosure, should that particular property satisfy both the conditions, or either one is fine?
No, because if you choose pre-foreclosure, You're going to get pre-foreclosures that have no equity. You're going to get pre-foreclosures that have very little equity. You want to include
Okay. It
both.
can either or. Okay.
Yeah, you want to choose both pre-foreclosure and you want to choose the high equity because you only want to see the high equity pre-foreclosure.
Okay. Okay.
Now you can put other options like zombie properties. That's going to show you the pre-foreclosure, but it's going to show you abandoned properties too.
Okay.
Okay, which is another category. But for right now, let's just deal with the pre-foreclosures and the high equity. Now, in Ohio, you're gonna go with the estimated value. You never click on list price. List price is gonna show you properties that's on the MLS. We don't want to deal with the realtors. We don't want to deal with properties that are on the MLS. Or I don't want to deal with off-market properties. Okay. So you're gonna click the estimated value, and you're gonna put. I always put up to. In Ohio, I really don't want to go over. Ohio's got some pretty expensive properties, so let's say 600,000. Okay.
That's too much. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Well, you're looking at the value. That doesn't mean we're looking at values up to 600,000.
Okay.
Okay. So a person can have value, but they may only owe X amount of money. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So there's a big difference. All right. So let's go with that. And then let's go over here to the more section. Let's go to the owners. We don't want to deal with individuals. Don't want to deal with businesses, banks, or trusts.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're going to go to the other one that we're looking for. We're going to go to the financial filter. See what we got clicked in that. We want to slide the equity bar over to 70%. We want to look at properties that have an estimated equity of 70% or higher. Because remember, we have to find the deals that's got enough equity in them so that you make money. You can offer the seller at least $20,000, and you got to have enough room in the deal for the end buyer to make money. Okay. So we slide it over to 70, and we slide it off to 100. We don't want to look at property that says 100% equity, because if it's 100% equity, there's obviously something out there on the lien that we don't know about. Okay. So we want to take it off of the 100%, put it down to about 98%. All right. We're going to click save and close on that. Then we're going to go to the foreclosure fee, that filter. All right. And we're going to look for, you're not going to do anything on the auction. You don't want to do any type of auctions. What you want to do is you want to hit foreclosure type. Of course, you want to do the pre-foreclosure. And you also want to do the notice type, which is notice of list pendings. That's what you want. Okay. And then you want the list pendings date. You want to do it from
2 months.
No more than a year. Okay. Because if you find something that's in list pendings and the list pending filing date was in 2022, you're opening up the chance that that's probably already gone to auction, or it's already been resolved, or it's been taken care of, or you're more than likely you're looking at outdated information. Okay. So you want to go with something that's less than a year old. So I would say you're going to 2023, and we're going to, let's say, October of 2023. Come on, October 2020. And you got to click on a date. If you don't click on a date, it's not going to save it. Okay. So let's say October 1st. You see, now it saves it in there. Okay. And it's going to be to today's date. So click save that. Let's see what we get. How many results do we have now? It should cut it down dramatically. All right, so we got 1,095 results, okay? That pretty much pinpointing what you want to look at. Okay. The type of property you want to look at. So you got 1,095 results. All of these should be on 70% nor better. Here's one right here, just right off the bat. Let's take a look at this one. It's $187,000 is the value, has 73% equity in the property. So
Okay.
let's click on it. All right, pretty nice looking property.
Okay.
Looks like it doesn't need a whole lot of work, but then again, that really doesn't matter. The reason why I like when you look at properties that's got a nice, clean neighborhood, grass looks nice and upkept. The other houses in the area look well maintained, right? So chances are we're going to get a high offer from the end buyer. Okay? Because remember, the offers that end buyers make, they go by the rule that they never offer more than 70% of the after repaired value. Okay? Now, if a property doesn't need any type of repairs, doesn't need any type of work, chances are you're going to get a higher offer from the end buyer. Okay? The worse the property is, the end buyer is going to say, okay, well, that's why we do them at the 40, 50, and 60%.
Okay.
Because if it's a very bad property, we're probably going to get somewhere between that 40 and that 55%. If it's a decent property, we're going to get somewhere between the 50 and 60%. Okay. Now, if it's a great looking property that doesn't need any work, there's a chance we could get an offer for actually about 70 to 75%. So I've seen some cases where the property was pristine and didn't need any work, didn't need any paint, didn't need anything. It was move-in ready. I've seen cases where end buyers have offered as much as 75%. Okay, offer to value. Okay.
Okay.
So, now there is no active mortgage on this property. Now,
okay.
But it does only have 73% equity. Let's see why that is. Okay, it's probably got a lien on it somewhere.
Due to tax or what is it due
Yeah,
to?
it's probably got it says there's no active mortgage, but it probably does have a lien on it somewhere, but it's not showing up in here for some reason.
Do we need properties with mortgage, right? Can we put that as one of the filter, mortgage value?
Well, a property that's in pre-foreclosure, a property is not gonna be in foreclosure if there's nothing owed on it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. The only way a property gets foreclosed on, it has to have a balance somewhere. If it's not a mortgage, it's a tax lien. If it's not a tax lien, it's some type of
note, maybe some personal note.
Yeah, it could be a personal note. It could be a work order lien, like someone came out and redid the roof and didn't get paid.
Yeah, mechanical liens.
Or something like that, some type of mechanical lien. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This one does not. Whatever the lien is on this one, it's not showing.
Okay.
So, but it is saying that it only has 73% equity.
Okay.
The homeowner's equity divided by the property value. So it's only showing that it's got 73% equity. So somewhere out there, there's a lien on it that's taking up about 27%. Right?
Yeah.
Somewhere out there, there's some type of lien that's taking up 27%. I would not work up a deal on this one. What I would do is I would do some research on it.
Okay.
To find out where that lien is. Okay, what that lien is. Because I'm showing here is not, there's no delinquent taxes tax year.
Okay.
There's 32,000 assessed tax. So I'm not seeing any delinquent taxes, though it could be a tax lien.
Okay.
But the way you want to find out is you would call the trustee, the attorney.
Okay.
Okay. You would contact the attorney. Now, there's no phone number for this attorney.
Okay.
But you can look them up. There's the address. There's their name. It does have a lender. Now, the lender says Wilmington Savings Fund Society, FSB. So you can look them up too, because it does have a lender's name, because the attorney is representing that lender. So there's some money owed to this lender for one reason or another.
Okay.
Okay. So what you would do is you would contact the attorney
Mm-hmm.
and then find out, what is the lien on the property. Now,
Okay.
now when you see stuff like that, I normally tell you all just bypass that because it's because remember, you're in this to make money. And in making money, you have to do it in a efficient time frame.
Okay.
So you really don't want to waste a whole lot of time researching a property like that
Okay.
if there's really, not that much of a time frame. Now here's one we're going to look at. It's off market. It has adjustable loans. Let's check this one out.
Okay.
All right. It's got 97% equity. That's good. Really good. Okay. But it does have an adjustable rate, which is the reason why this person is probably in foreclosure.
Yes.
Because after that third rate hike on a 327,
Okay.
if they got this mortgage, at a rate of, let's say, 4%,
3%.
by the third year, because after that third year, it starts to adjust 2% per year, up to 4 or 5 years. So after that third year, it could have adjusted from 3.56 to 5.56. Then the year after that, it could have went to 7.56. Then the year after that, it could have went to 9.56. So now that payment probably got way out of hand. You see what I'm saying? And they couldn't pay it. So that's probably what happened. But anyway, let's look at this one. Says they only owe $12,204. It was a line of credit. Okay. So they defaulted on the line of credit. Okay. Key Bank and Trust. There's no other liens on the property. Looks like, yep, there's no other liens on the property.
Okay.
There's no tax liens on it, no tax delinquent. It is in list pendants. It was just filed 5/17/2024. So you got plenty of time
Okay.
to work a deal on this. There's the phone number of the trustee. There's the attorney group that's handling this case. All right, so it's a list pendants. It was filed on 5/17/2024, and they owe basically $12,204. Okay. Now, some people are always ask questions, well, Calvin, they don't owe but that on it, but it's worth this much money. Why come they just don't either, refinance it or sell it? Look, it's not our job to figure out why they're not making their payments.
Okay.
Right. But we do know that they have not made a payment in over a year, because that's the only way only way a list pendants gets filed is when the owners of the property have missed a year to a year and a half of payments.
Okay.
Okay. So for whatever reason, they haven't made a payment in over a year. Okay. So it's not for us to figure out why they haven't made it. It's not for us to judge. We're just here to try and make an offer to help them solve a problem. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the way we're going to look at this one is this. First of all, we're going to do our calculations.
Okay.
All right. So the calculation is, you want to do estimated value or after repaired value, which is the 373, right?
Mm-hmm.
Minus the anticipated offer from the end buyer, okay? Minus loan balance and liens, minus $20,000. Okay, that's how you determine what type of deal you have. So we're going to start off here. Estimated
loan value. Loan balance would have changed, right, by now, because this was the loan balance on the day of filing. Correct?
Yeah, you're going to find that out when either you contact them and ask them for the exact payoff.
Okay.
Ask them to get the exact. We don't know what the exact payoff is, but we're going to go with what we have to structure the deal. Okay. You can't look ahead into the future. That's something that we don't know yet.
Okay.
So you want to go ahead and structure a deal to see if you've got a deal first before you start,
Okay.
inquiring, making phone calls and starting to inquire about stuff. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, let's get the deal structured. Let's find out if we have a deal based on the numbers that we have. Okay. So, all right. So you take the 373. Move this out of the way so I can see this again. All right. So we take the 373.
Okay.
Which is the value or the after repaired value.
Okay.
And then you're going to, first of all, you're going to subtract 40%. You're going to do it at 40%, 50%, and 60%. Okay. We subtract 40%. The 40% is what we expect the offer to be from the end buyer. If the end buyer offers us 40% of the after repaired value. Okay. But remember, they never offer more than 70% of the after repaired value. So let's look and see what type of offer we would get once we get this under contract from an end buyer. All right, so 373. See, you can do it times 40%, which is going to turn out to be 149,200. So the offer that we should expect to get on a 40% offer the value from the end buyer, the person who would buy it from you, is $149,200 at 40%. So we're going to do 149,200.
Okay.
Minus
12,000.
the loan balance. Okay. Which is 12,204.
Okay.
That leaves 136,996 minus cash to the owner at closing. And we always do them at $20,000. Now,
okay,
that's not to say that we won't offer more. We just want to see what it is, because $20,000 is considered a significant amount of money for someone to be able to start over.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's do minus 20,000.
Okay. Okay.
So at a 40% deal, the way it looks right now, if we paid off their liens and gave them $20,000, you would make about $117,000 at closing. Now, we don't know what the exact payoff is, and we don't know what the attorney fees are. That's something that you got to get them to find out when you contact them, and you basically you're contacting them to make an offer. You're gonna ask them, can you get, once they agree to it, say, okay, here's what I'm gonna need to do. Once you call them up, say, hey, Mr. Johnson or Miss whoever it is, my name is Calvin, or I am with Blue Vista Realty, and I'm a real estate investor, and I represent a network of cash buyers. Okay, and we would like to make an offer on the property located at 5738 Winaway in Westerville, Ohio. And we like to make it now. If you're doing this yourself, you're gonna go ahead and go into the offer, okay, and making them the offer.
Okay.
If you're doing the partnership with us, where you are just calling to get to verify that this is the best phone number and best email address, and then you got to turn it over to us for us to call them to make the offer, get the contract signed,
okay,
and take it from there. Okay. Now, if you're doing the partnership deal, you're gonna call them up and say, I represent a network of cash buyers, and that wants to make an offer to pay off all your liens, your attorney fees, and put a significant amount of cash in your pocket at closing. I'm calling to find out make sure that this is the best number for them to contact you to make the offer. And I have your email address as blase, blase, blase. Is that the best email address? They may say, well, no, the best email address is John Harry at blase, blase, blase. Okay, great. So, but this is the right phone number.
Okay.
For them to call, and they'll probably say yes. Since you're able to contact them with that number, they're probably gonna say yes. All right. Now, if they ask a question, well, how much you want to offer? Well, like I said, my only job is to verify. I'm just calling to verify this is the best number for them to contact you at, and I have the best email address for them to make you the actual written offer. Okay, and once I've done that, I will submit it. Then they will contact you within 48 hours.
Okay.
Now, if they say, well, who will be contacting you? You can say Calvin Butler from RBBS Holdings.
Okay.
Okay. So you can give them all that. All right. Now, if you're doing this yourself, if you're working a deal by yourself, where you're not splitting the deal with us, you're going to keep 100% of your deal. Okay. At this point, when you are calling them up, you're going to go ahead and make the offer to them, of course, and try to close them. You know, and then after they say, well, yeah, that sounds great. You know, if I can get $20,000 in my pocket, pay off all my liens, and get this thing taken care of, and keep this off my credit for the next 7 years, that sounds great. All right. Here's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need you to get me the exact payoff on your loan balance.
Okay.
You know what bank it is, so you can tell us, say, you know, if you call your bank, and we have on file that the lender is Key Bank and Trust. If that's still the lender, yes, that's the lender. Okay. If you can contact them to get the exact and get a 30-day payoff. Okay. Also, I need you to contact the attorneys, because we need to be able to pay the attorney fees too. Okay. And the attorney is Laws Legal Law Group. Their phone number is this. Give them the phone number. Okay. You're going to need the case number. The case number is, you're going to give them the case number. And if they need it, the document number is going to be this. Make sure they have all the information. And you have to have them to call them, because the attorney is not going to give that information to you because of privacy. Okay. The attorney represents the lender. So she or them or their attorney can contact the lender's attorney to find out what the attorney fees are, because obviously the attorney wants to get paid. Right? Find out what the attorney fees are and call the lender to find out what the actual payoff is, what the 30-day payoff is. And once they send that back to you, then you can proceed with getting it set up for a closing, with contacting the title company, let them know that you have a potential closing, and then you can start reaching out to cash buyers, right, to get an offer on the property. Now, if you're doing a partnership deal, we handle all that from there. Okay, all you do is you verify the phone number, verify the email address. Once you get that verified, then you send the deal over to us, and then we'll take it from there.
Oh, great. Okay.
And then, all right. So now with this one, this is actually a pretty good deal, because what I like about deals like this, all right, so there's about $116,000, almost $117,000 that's can be made on this deal. So you got a lot of room, and this at a 40%. So you know at a 50 or 60%, it's going to be even more money.
Correct.
All right. So what I like about these deals is when we call up the person to start to make them the offer, if they say to us, well, $20,000, that sounds okay, but I really think, you know, I need a lot more because I got these bills and that bill and that. Okay. Okay. Well, what were you thinking? Okay. Well, I was thinking more like
150.
Can I possibly get $60,000?
Okay.
Well, actually, you can, because you got enough room in the deal to do it.
Okay.
But you probably don't want to agree to $60,000 off that. If they say, "Can I get $60,000?" They're probably thinking at their top end, right? You say, "Well, considering the fact that we got to pay off all your liens, and we still got to pay your attorney fees, because we don't know what those attorney fees are, and we really don't know what the actual payoff is. Payoff could come in higher."
Okay.
Okay, and the attorney fees, we don't know what those attorney fees are.
Okay.
Right. So before I commit to $60,000, what I can commit to right now, instead of $20,000, what if I can give you $40,000?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then if they say, well, can you do 50? And you say, all right, okay. If we can do 50, can we get a commitment from you right now? Yeah. Okay. All right, great. So let's do it at 50, and then whatever the attorney fees are and whatever the actual payoff is, then we just have to eat that. When you know you got a whole lot of room, and that's at 40. Remember, this is at 40%. So even if we were to give them the $50,000, right, which is $30,000 more, right? We still looking at, if we take off another 30,000. So we already got the 20,000 built in there. We take off another 30,000, we're still making $86,000. That's not a bad take on a 40% deal. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Property that looks like this, barring that we only see the front part of the house, barring that the back side of the house is not blown off, and the roof is not missing, or whatever the case may be, you know. And for the look of the neighborhood, yard is pretty well kept, you know, and everything. This is probably going to be a 55 to a 60% deal.
Okay.
Okay. Which is going to be a lot more money.
Okay.
Which, in that case, there is almost virtually no way you should not be able to put a deal together on this property, because you have so much room to give them what they want. Someone who is facing foreclosure, okay, who haven't made a payment in over a year, obviously they got some financial problems somewhere. Okay. And when you can contact them and they haven't sold the house, right? They haven't done anything, come up with the money to pay it off. So obviously they can't come up with money for whatever reason. They feel they can't sell it. So in a deal like this, where you can offer them to solve their problems and put anywhere from 20 to 60 to $70,000 in the pocket, because at a 60% deal, you could probably afford to put almost 100 grand in the property, in the pocket, and still make great money.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do this deal at 60% just to see where we're at.
Okay.
All right. So at a 60% deal, we have the 373 minus 60%.
So generally, what are the chances of 70%? Is it very rare, or is it?
All right. You can get 70% if it's a Christine property, inside and out.
Okay. Okay.
But I've never seen an offer go less than 40%.
Okay.
Now, I have seen offers that go above 70%, but that is the exception to the rule.
Okay.
Okay. On average, 90% of the properties that you're going to be reaching out to is going to be between that 50 and that 60%.
Okay.
That's not to say you won't get a 65% off. I'm just saying don't structure your deals expecting that. Because when you start doing that, you're setting yourself up for not having a deal at all. You may have a close deal, a very skinny deal at 40, or you may have really no deal at 40, and you have a very skinny deal at 50, but you think because the house looks great, I'll probably get a 65 to a 70%. I'm gonna go ahead and do this deal anyway. And then it turns out you don't get that 65 or 70% offer. Then you have a deal that you can't close.
Yes.
You understand? Don't get in the habit of expecting a 70% deal.
Okay. That's a good one. Yeah.
So that's why we tell you 40 to 60.
Okay.
If you have those expectations when you structure your deal, you always have good workable deals that are 90% chance they're going to close and you're going to make money on.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
All right. So let's do 60%. So the offer will be 223,800. So the offer will be 223,800
minus 20, right?
Well, minus the got to do the payoff, 12,204. You always got to do the payoff, but you got to pay that. And then minus 20.
Okay.
Always do the payoff and liens that's showing. Okay. If there's any other lien, make sure you include those in there if they're showing. So look, you got a deal where you can make $191,000.
Okay.
So obviously in a case like this, if a person is saying, well, you know, if this person is really aware of everything that's involved, and they say, well, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I gotta have $100,000. Well, you can do that, right?
Okay.
I mean, if you do another 80 grand, they had $100,000.
Correct.
Right? And you still making over $100,000. Right?
Yes, yes.
Look, any deal that you can walk away from with $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 is, I consider that a deal.
Yes, yes.
I'm not gonna walk away from any deal that's paying me personally, I don't walk away from a deal that's paying me $5,000. Because it's $5,000 more than I had when I started working this deal. Right? Any deal that I can close that's making me $5,000, especially $10,000 and went up, that's a good deal. Now,
okay.
And the point I'm trying to make is this: using this method, There are a lot, because look, 1 in 10 homeowners are in foreclosure or in pre-foreclosure. Over 273,000 homeowners get foreclosed on. Get this, every single month. That's the sad state of the United States economy. But it is a sad fact.
Mhm.
Now, 40%, almost 40% of those people whose home are foreclosed on, they have equity between 30 and 80% equity in their properties. More than half of them have at least 50% equity in their properties. Okay.
I
Now,
have two questions.
Yes.
The first thing, let's assume that I have this property under contract. Okay. How do I market it to the investors?
All right.
That is one.
All right.
Second thing is, let's assume that there are no investors willing to buy it at whatever price I assumed, let's say 50%. What happens? Am I forced to buy this property, or do
No,
we have clause in the contract to back?
no. All right. When you're contracting properties, you are not obligating to buy the property because
Okay.
your contract states because you're doing an assignment of contract.
Okay.
Okay, you're doing what's called an assignment.
Okay.
An assignment specifically states that you are going to contract this property for X number of days, 45 days.
Okay.
That and it also states that you are the seller is optioned to give you contractual ownership rights to the property for the purpose of finding an end buyer.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you put a deposit down on the property, okay, let's say a $10 deposit, $100 deposit, or $1,000 deposit, okay, you have what's called right of inspection. If your right of inspection date expires, if you go past a certain date, right, and you haven't found a buyer, right, and you haven't canceled that contract, then you lose your deposit.
Okay.
You keep the deposit. Okay. 99% of the time, this is why you deal with individuals. You don't want to deal with lenders. You don't want to deal with banks because they're going to ask for a deposit. This is why you don't want to deal with people who are real estate investors or have a lot of property or they're landlords. They may ask for a deposit. Okay.
Okay.
But either way, you're not obligated to purchase the property under an assignment agreement. You're just assigning they're assigning the legal ownership rights to the property over to you, or they're assigning that contract. You have that contract, and then you can then assign that contract to an end buyer. Okay. Now before we do all that, let's go over to the skip trace, because remember you're going to be looking. Because remember, you got to find out who the owner is, right? So you're going to click here to find out who the owner is, the name of the person. That's the name right there. Leanne Winner. That's a crazy name. I like the name, though. All right. Now, also what you want to look for is this. You want to look for, now this is great, because this person only owns one property.
Okay.
Okay. Which means they're not a landlord. They're not a real estate investor. So the chance of you contact this person and actually putting the deal together just went up dramatically. Okay? Because it's not a landlord, they're not a real estate. They don't have 15, 20 properties. You see what I'm saying? So you're dealing with one person. So now you're going to go back to our site, Flipstream, right? Now you're going to go down to where it says evaluate property. You're going to go to your skip trace. We have two skip traces. We have this one and we have people search. Now, if you click on people search, click on it. It's going to take you to the people search site. Okay. Now, what you want to do is don't look for it. We have it loaded up on the site, but you're going to have to right click on that and open it. I'm in a new tab. So for some reason, it won't let you search it directly from our site. But when you open up the new tab, then you can search it. So you click in and you paste in their name. And then you always want to put the address
Okay.
of the property, with at least the city and state. All right, you want to put in Westerville, Oh, my bad. I'm going to put it in Westerville, Ohio. Okay? Because how many Leanne winners can there be in Westerville, Ohio? You want to narrow your search down. Make sure you get the right person. All right, great. This one person, great. It's not an elderly person, because chances are when you're dealing with people who are over 70, elderly, a lot of times they're under the delusion, they're kind of under the false illusion that they can still save their property. They've been in it for a long time. They don't, a lot of times they don't clearly understand that the bank is selling this, they're going to sell this property, the sheriff's going to come out and make them leave their property.
Okay.
That's just a sad fact. A lot of times you're going to have to deal with someone else in the family that's able to make decisions for them. Okay? That's just one of the sad facts of, a lot of people who are facing foreclosure, they are elderly people.
Okay.
Okay. In this case, this person is 39 years old. Okay. So chances are when you contact this person you're gonna be talking with. So you click on the details, and let's look at let's try and determine if the phone numbers are likely to be good. Let me see something here. All right. Now, this person is now living in a different property, because see right here, they got a different address. So that's good too, because they've already left their home. That one right there.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So that property is empty. They left it. They moved on. They're probably not expecting to get anything out of that deal. You see what I'm saying? So when you contact them and can offer them up to 100 grand, probably if you offer them the 20 grand, they'll probably close at that. Because they're probably not expecting anything out of it. They left the home with the expectation that they've lost. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna now we need to determine if the phone numbers are likely to be good. Let's look at the phone. Let's look at the phone numbers. Let's see if we can find some phone numbers. Come on. All right. Got an address. Previous address. Possible associates. Not seeing any phone numbers on this one. All right. So you're gonna have to do some research to find some phone numbers.
Okay.
Let's try one of our other skip traces on here. Let's try a different skip trace. See if we can find some phone numbers.
Okay.
Let's try this one.
Still will. Stay here.
Let's try it. Skip trace, see if we get some phone numbers. All right. Same, man. Also goes. So it looks like she got remarried. Looks like she may have gotten married. Okay. All right. Now, on this one, we don't see any phone numbers. But on this one, we do. And we know it's the same person. Why? Because see right there, previous address 641 Amy Court.
So the phone numbers right there.
So we know that's the right person. All right. So let's look at this. And let's see when the when the phone number was last reported. All right, good deal. All right, here's one right here, a landline that was last reported April. Hold on, a landline that was last reported April 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So that's likely a good phone number. There's another landline that was reported April 2024. That's likely a good phone number. The cell phone number, Verizon, the last report was in 2021. Usually the last reported date usually means the last bill that was paid. You understand what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be, now here's one that was reported February of 2024, which is a cell phone number. All right, so you got some good leads on phone numbers.
Okay.
Okay, you got good leads on phone numbers to call. Now, once you got them verified, call those phone numbers, make sure that that's right, make sure that's the actual phone number, and verify that you spoke to the person and everything, and you kind of let them know that you represent a cash buyers network, wants to make her an offer to pay off all the liens, attorney fees, and put a significant amount of cash in your pocket. Ma'am, I don't know how much cash it is, but that's why I'm calling to verify your information so that they can give you a call within the next 48 hours to make you the official offers. Okay. Now,
Do you have the script in the website, in your website? What you just...
Do you have the what now?
Do you have the script, cold calling script? Do you have this in your...
No, we don't give you a script. That's why this is why we record all our videos.
Okay.
You can go back and look at it because this is going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on Facebook, and you can pull up on YouTube or Facebook. Okay. We always record everything. So in case you all want to go back and look at some stuff, we got a whole playlist of the mentorship sessions. All the mentorship sessions are in our playlist on YouTube. Okay. Because I don't like scripts. People get so reliant on scripts and they start trying to recite them and they sound mechanical. It does not sound.
That makes sense. Yeah.
When you watch something on video, right? You may watch it 2 or 3 times, right? Then when you go to do this to kind of duplicate what was said or what was done, it is authentic. It's not something you're trying to read from memory or read from having it written down. So you're able to put your own, infatuations, your feelings, or whatever it is you bring to the table in with it, and it becomes almost like an original thought.
Okay.
This is why I'm not a big fan of scripts.
Okay.
Okay. I used to be. I started out in car sales, and when I first started out, they had the script. Right? Don't try to go by the script. Well, the customer doesn't know the script. The customer don't know to ask you the same question that ask you the script, right? So after about the first 3 weeks of trying to sell cars, I threw away the script. And all of a sudden, I went from selling 6 cars a month to selling close to 32 cars a month when I threw away the script. Because I came across as authentic, right? I'm not out there trying to memorize a script with some people. I'm just following their lead. I'm making a friend. We're talking about stuff other than the car itself. And all of a sudden, I started making sale after sale after sale after sale. So I learned a long time ago that scripts is not really the best way. The script can use it as a format, but you really need to develop your own pitch. Okay, based on certain criteria that the script asks you to meet. Okay. All right. Now let's go to the question you was asking me about. Now, once you get this on the contract, once you get them to agree, okay, yes, I love it. I love it. You're going to give me 20,000, 50,000, 60,000, just whatever it is. All right. Once you get them to agree on the phone, now you got to send them a contract, right? After you got the payoff, after they sent you the payoff and all that type of stuff, you got to get a contract. So from there, you're going to go to the legal library. Agreements and forms. Now, this is if you're doing the deal yourself. If you're doing a partnership deal with us, once you contact them to verify the phone number and the email address, then you basically go Now, if you're doing a partnership deal, you're going to go here. They trade deal submission.
Okay.
You're going to submit this deal to us. You're going to submit it to us using this form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Make sure you fill it out completely. And in the end, you're going to make sure you submit, all three structures that you did. You're going to submit it to us, showing us what the 40% was, what the 50% was, and what the 60% was. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then we take it from there.
Okay.
We'll take it from there. We'll do the closing. I'm actually the one that calls up and does the closing. I close them. Okay. Once I close them, my partner sends them the appropriate contract and the agreement form.
Okay, sounds good.
After that is done, we get those back signed. Then he submits it to his syndicate of cash buyers. He belongs to what's called a syndicate of the cash buyers syndicate. It's about 15 or so, real estate investors who pool their money together. I think they have a budget of about 5 or 6 million per quarter that they can spend on properties.
Okay.
So that's where he goes first. If the syndicate doesn't pick it up, then we go to our cash buyer MLS and we submit it there for offers. Okay. Now, then of course we
What
arrange
is cash buyer MLS?
Yeah, that's in your back office. I'm going to show you that.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're doing a deal by yourself, you can do a deal completely by yourself. Okay. But I'm showing you the steps for both partnership and doing them by yourself. All right. So you submit that to us. We take it from there. We get it signed, contracted. We get it closed. We set up the closing, and then we'll send you a copy of the settlement statement once we get that from the title company, and everything. And then we will attend the closings, and then we will split the settlement closing check with you. Okay. Now, if you're doing the deal by yourself, you're going to go to the agreement forms and contracts, and you're going to pull up the correct agreement form. Now, do a Google search to find out what that state's policy or statute is on assignment or assigning on wholesaling on properties, on assigning contracts. Okay. Some states require full disclosure. Some states require they just require a letter of intent. Some states just require a not a residential lease, a option to purchase agreement.
Okay.
There are a few states that have pretty much outlawed wholesale, like South Carolina.
Okay.
Okay. So there are some states, there are about 4 states that have pretty much outlawed it altogether. There are statutes against it. Okay. So make sure you check to see what type of contract you need. We have them all here, but you're going to have to check with each state to find out when you're doing a deal, which form you need. We have the full disclosure ones. We have the none. We have just the regular, assignments, and we have them all in both PDF and we have them in Word file. Okay. This is if you're doing the deal completely by yourself. All right. Now, this week we just partnered with a company that is going to give us. We partnered with a company where you all can go in all online, hire your notary service that also has a nationwide network. It has a national network of title companies that you all can use to close your deals. Okay, you'll be able to access that right from our site once we get that loaded up. We just partnered with them. Well, we partnered with them about 2 weeks ago. They just finished their app that they're giving us access to, so we can load it up on the site. Okay. All right. And that's basically, I just basically walked you through a deal. Okay. Yes. That's basically how it's done. Now I'm going to save this address so you can, because this is your deal. Okay, I'm going to save this one. This is yours. And I'm going to send you, matter of fact, I'm going to send this to you, send you the copy of the address through our Wix site. Okay. So if you're on the website now, it should pop up in your chat. Give me a second here. Let's go to Wix. Let's go to chat. And hold on here. Give me a second. Inbox. Here we go. Oh, I got you on here.
Yeah, I just saw my name there.
Oh, I'll just pass right by it, my bad. So you just saw it?
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, right
Right
there.
there, right there, right there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot you this. Give me a second. Come on, get out the way. I think I have this. I just wanted to save. I'm gonna type this in to
Okay.
should pop up on your what you call it. Make sure you now when you go to look this prop up, once you get your prop screen, your prop wire, I'm sorry, account set up, you just go in and just paste it right
Okay.
here in the address section. Then it should pop right up for you.
Okay, no.
You know, should if you're in your prop wire, paste it in, it should pop right up for you. Why is it? Hold on.
I think the address is okay.
Why is it 5738-108? Link, it's been doing this. All right, now, okay, so you just put in went away. I guess when you put in the whole thing, it don't show up where it's in. So just put in the 53738, the went away, then it should pop right up. There it is right there. Then you better pull it back up.
Okay.
Okay. Now once you do this, don't forget to add it on your Popwire account. Click the add button so it's added to your deals. Okay. Now, if you decide to do this deal yourself at the closing, you're gonna owe me 10%. Okay, of what you call it. If you decide to do a partnership deal, call up the people, do the numbers, and then send it over to us, and then it's a 50-50 deal.
Yeah.
But in the future, when you look up properties, if you're doing them completely by yourself, if you're not scheduling a mentorship to walk you through a property, that's 100% your deal. You keep every dime of it, and all you pay is your $19.99 per month. Okay. All right. So, how'd you like it so far?
Very good, very good. How do I contact you via email?
Like you can contact us. It's very simple. We have a web. It's on our website.
Okay.
Okay. You go to the contact page.
Okay.
Go to the contact page, and there's my phone number with my extension. There's my email address right there.
Okay.
Okay.
So is this your email ID? Okay.
I'm sorry?
Is this your email ID?
Yeah, this is I have this email, that email address. You can call this number. You can hit extension 1, 2, or 6, or extension 0, and that will come directly to me. Let me send you my other email address.
You talked about like a MLS like
Oh
buyer.
yeah, yeah. If you're doing the deals by yourself,
Okay.
that's in your back office too, business lounge. You're gonna scroll down to where it says market your properties. List, market, and flip your properties.
Okay.
These are the areas where you go to list your properties.
Oh,
Buy
okay.
houses as is. This company here is like a you know, an MLS for cash buyers. Multiple cash offers, no repairs needed, fast closings. So this is just go here and you list your properties. Basically just putting that. Now, don't ever list any of your properties, any of your contracts on any of these sites if you do not have them under contract already.
Yeah, that is clear.
Okay? Make sure you have them under contract. Make sure
Yes.
you have already contacted a title company so that they can get it registered. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that way, when they start looking up these property addresses, they're not able to go around you and cut a deal with that person outside of you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right. Well, make sure you understood that.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good point.
yeah, we don't want you all posting stuff on these MLSs, and because look, they're in this to make money too. Because remember, they're in buyers. We buy the houses; they are in buyers. So if you don't have it on contract, they're free to make the offer directly to the customer. And don't think that they won't, because they will. You see what I'm saying? But if
Yes.
you already have it under contract and it's registered with the title company, when they pull up their address on the what's called, it's going to show that it's under contract. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
So make sure you've done that. This is some of the stuff that we do. It's the partnership is great if you're just starting out,
Mm-hmm.
do your first 2 or 3 deals that way. Then you feel like, okay, well, I kind of got the hang of this. I kind of got the procedure down. Then try one completely on your own.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And then just go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Very informative session, Calvin. Very, very informative. Uh, you kind of went in detail. Okay. All
Okay.
along, we have been just touching the surface. You drilled down and kind of, it gives us an opinion whether it's a good deal to pursue or it's not a good deal. So many. It's also a soft skill. It's data is one thing. So the website gives the data, so many websites. But to understand the deal, having some insight into the deal, those
Exactly.
kind of stuff, whether to make a smart decision whether it is something to pursue or not to pursue, that's something it comes over time. Maybe after maybe a dozen of deals, initial deals.
Yeah.
Maybe after that, it comes to, hey, is it good enough to
Yeah.
pursue or not waste time on this? Correct?
Yeah. Look,
I think.
I started this from I didn't have a choice type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
I had gone through a foreclosure, lost my home. I was actually had staying at the homeless shelter here in Tallahassee. I was there for 18 months. And that's when I flipped my first deal from the homeless shelter. I flipped my first contract from a homeless shelter here in Tallahassee, Florida. And I was at the homeless shelter for 18 months. And it was from losing my home to foreclosure. And foreclosure can happen to anybody because, financial crisis can happen. Anyone can go through a financial crisis. Anyone can. Okay. I was a mortgage broker making great money. The industry collapsed in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
2008, I found myself homeless.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I had everything tied up in my mortgage company.
Okay.
Everything.
And also, you have a great vision for your company, like Flipstream.
Yeah.
One thing is you are very generous in making sharing all the information openly, not for a big price or anything, just for a very small price.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you also have a vision for your company. You want to grow as a community, correct? That's a big vision, and it's a great vision. I went through your some video where you talked about what you plan to do
Mm-hmm.
in future about mortgage, combining mortgages, that kind of stuff. It's a very good idea.
Yeah. Thank you. Like I say, and it all comes from having gone through this terrible experience in myself.
Okay.
It's kind of like the passion
Yeah.
behind what I'm doing, because I know the horrible feeling of going through a foreclosure.
Correct.
You know, I went through the worst. I experienced the worst level of it because I actually wound up homeless.
Okay.
And I don't want that for anybody.
Okay.
So when I recognized that this was just a huge problem nationally, and I looked at how other companies were dealing with it, I said, well, they're not really helping anybody. They're really just trying to, get the property, not offer them any money in their pocket, but they're they're basically putting people in the situation that I was in when it happened to me.
Correct.
Right? Just get the property. Yeah, we keep it off your credit, but then you got no money to start over.
Yes.
Now my situation was a little bit different because I didn't have almost no equity in my property. So, to be fair, companies really couldn't offer me money cash in my pocket because I was living way above my means. I'll be honest with you. I had a $400,000 house. It was mortgage to the hill, right? And payment was over $3,000 a month. And when you lose everything, you got a $3,000 a month payment and property taxes that's almost $6,000-7,000 a year and everything else. And you got literally no equity in the property. You kind of set yourself up for failure if you don't keep producing that same type of revenue.
Correct.
And like I said, and I learned from that. But it also gave me a taste of what it felt like to go through that. So I know what it's like. I know the indignity. I know the shame. I know the embarrassment. I know the guilt. I know all of that. I also know the frustration and the horror you get when people are calling you constantly, trying to, basically just get your home and not offering anything for it, or, this is that. I know the pressure tactics. I know the scare tactics that they approach me with. I experienced all that. So when I set up this company, I wanted this company to be nothing like my experience.
Okay.
And I wanted this company to be, when they contact people, we are contacting them, genuinely offering them a way to solve their problem. Can we give them everything that they want? No. We can't. Okay. But can we help ease their transition? Can we make it better for them? Can we soften the blow? Yes, we can. And once we have our own capital, we'll be able to help even more by helping to do what's called, because right now, what we're doing is called foreclosure bailout. We're basically just, paying them off, putting money in the pocket, getting the property, that type of stuff, because we're dealing with end buyers. But once we have our own capital where we're able to make offers on the property with our own capital, then we can offer foreclosure rescue. Okay? Pay out the old lien, pay out the attorney fees, right? Essentially buy the property, put about $5,000 or $10,000 in the pocket, and restructure their mortgage into a lease purchase or a rent to own that lowers the payment at least by 25 to 30%.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And now we have an income producing property that we have. We got it for less than 50% of its value. So we're in great position there. The homeowner got to lower their payments. They got money in their pocket to help pay some other debt. Not as much as they would have if they choose to walk away from the property, but they choose to stay in the property, $5,000 or $10,000, and you still stay in your property. That's still a good deal. And we restructure the mortgage to lower the payment. No, sometimes we may only be able to lower it 10%, but we're going to try to lower it 25 to 30%.
Okay.
And now we have that revenue coming in. We can turn that property into an active security. And because we have it for less than it's valued at, 50%, in most cases, 10, 20, 30 cents on the dollar, we can now turn it into a active security and get it fully funded by investors by allowing the general public to invest as little as $100 to own 10 shares of that monthly rent or that monthly lease payment or that monthly lease purchase payment. Right? And we can get that funded up to 95% of the value, right? When we got it at 30 cents at 30% of the value or 40% of the value, right? We make our money immediately from getting it refunded by our investor network. The investors now get the monthly payments, they get their shares of the monthly payments, and the investors are not in negative equity on the property. They have equity in the property from day one.
Okay.
So it works out for everybody. Okay. So that's the ultimate goal, is to get to that point. That's what we're trying to get to now. And we are looking for shareholders. Our shareholders are going to work. They're going to make great money. They're going to get on average return 80 to 100% on return on their money, each and every deal that we do. Because of the way it's structured, we're turning them into the securities. Okay. And that's modeled after the REI.com platform, which is backed by Jeff Bezos and, the CEO of Uber and Zillow. But we kind of changed it a little bit so that our acquisition strategy does not involve buying properties maxed out at their value, just putting their investors in negative equity on every property. Ours, focuses on distressed properties. We're getting the properties way undervalued. Therefore, not only are our shareholders making great returns, but our investors are in a great position to make money too by not being in negative equity on properties.
Yeah, sounds good. Fantastic.
Look, it was great meeting you. I hope to have more conversations with you.
Yeah, sure. Same here.
Hey, look, welcome to the platform. Don't forget, I am working on the app now for you all to have like a social media type app where all the members of Flip Free can kind of connect and create their own posts and load up videos and form groups and stuff like that.
You can consider, you can just check out an app called School, SKOOL, School.
Okay. Send that to me through the
I will send it.
Site.
Yeah.
Just respond back to the one I just sent you and shoot it over to me. That way I have it.
Great tool for mentorship. It has all the features. It's a social media inside our mentorship.
Great.
It has all the features of Facebook, but inside our mentorship, it has all the features required for mentorship. I use it for some of the other. I will send it to you by email.
Please do send that to me, because I love to take a look at it. But because we are actually developing our social media, part of this, and that's really a game changer when it comes to real estate investing.
Yes.
Have a social media platform that's specifically designed for real estate investing.
Yes.
So, look, it was wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Joining us. Spread the word. Tell people about it. Tell people about your experience. Share it. And everything like that on Facebook. LinkedIn and stuff like that. So, because we're in this together. Like I said, I don't do stuff and keep it to myself. I spill the beans on everything I do. I really do. So, because that's just who I am. I've had partners say, "Man, you share too much." Well, I say I don't share enough. So, but yeah, share, because that's what I do.
Okay.
Look, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye-bye.